heat wave is sweeping across parts of the country amidst a pandemic. Joining us live from Switzerland is Christine Benedicto. Hello, Christine.
Hello, Alma. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Well,
joining us today.
currently,
Yes, go ahead.
currently a heat wave strategy is in place in the city of Geneva, Switzerland for senior citizens and the homeless, as the canton as well as other regions like Basel and Ticino have been facing very high temperatures in the past few days. The heat comes, as you know, with dangers such as dehydration, but nowadays it also puts to test the observance of health measures put in place by the government to contain the spread of COVID-19. Now, the advantage of Switzerland is the abundant presence of lakes, rivers, mountains, and parks. So there are many places people can go to beat the heat. In cities like Geneva, for example, going for a stroll by the lake, swimming or paddle boarding, for example, is really very entertaining and refreshing. There are also many parks all around the city, so those are also a nice alternative. And also, there are rivers that cross the city, just like in Bern and in Basel. And these rivers have become the playground of mainly young people who jump into the waters and let the current carry them on their floating devices. But this is actually an activity that the police has once again warned about because of the many risks it comes with, because of rivers varying current, uneven depths, and the unknown obstacles along the way. Now, with the heat, it's even much easier to get distracted. So the authorities continue to call on the population's attention to, yes, enjoy the country's rich nature, but to also continue to be careful, especially now due to the pandemic, because the virus continues its course. Actually, ever since the flattening of the curve end May to early June, there has been a clear increase of cases in the recent weeks and days. And the current COVID-19 status is that the country has close to 37,000 confirmed cases. That's 187 cases more than in the past 24 hours, and a total of 1,713 deaths. The Federal Council asks that the population stick to the different health recommendations and measures, no matter how difficult they may be because of the heat and despite the long duration of the pandemic. Masks are required on public transportation and large events remain prohibited. And some cantons have recently imposed masks in stores, and the Swiss government constantly updates the list of 40 plus countries from where a 10-day quarantine is mandatory. The new school year has also started in some parts of the country, and measures like the wearing of masks in schools vary depending on the cantons. So that's the update from Switzerland.
So school, they go to school now, face-to-face learning, not school from
Yes,
home or e-learning?
it depends on the age and the level of schools. Primary schools, it's face to face. When it comes to high school and upper high school, university, that's depending on the canton. It could be done completely online or partially online.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about tourism? How is tourism now in Switzerland?
I don't have the official numbers pertaining to tourism, but for sure what we can see around us is that there are less tourists than usual. I mean, many locals are actually taking advantage of what normally would be major tourist destinations like Lucerne, and many have also retreated to the country's mountains, since we have many of those, instead of going on their usual summer trip outside of the country.
Love the mountains, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Christine, for your updates there. Looking forward for more updates from our EBC Switzerland Bureau.
Thank you for having me. From Geneva, Switzerland, EBC Bureau, I'm Christine Benedicto. We live in interesting times.